Hotelier on the Grill. Good morning, this is Stuart J. Raj for Hotelier on the Grill, and we're here at the Rembrandt Hotel in Bangkok, and we're interviewing the general manager, Mr. Eric Hallin, and we're here also with the publisher of Hotelier on the Grill and Hotelier Herald, Miss Wimintra Jangnin. Hotelier on the Grill, 12 straight questions, and Eric hasn't seen the questions yet, so it's going to be, I think it'll be a great interview. So Eric, could you just tell me first off, give a quick introduction of who you are?
There's no quick introduction. Sorry, well, I'm hotelier, been based out of Thailand for many years. Right. I've been here since the 70s. Right. I've been in the hospitality industry since the mid-70s. Enjoy being in Thailand. I've been at this hotel. I'm on my 6th year now at Rembrandt Hotel, enjoying it. Prior to that, I was with Six Senses Resorts. Enjoyed that very much too. I always enjoy what I'm doing.
Wonderful. So we'll jump into the first question then. Where did you first cut your teeth? Where did you first get into the industry?
Depends on which industry, because I started as an outbound tour operator in Stockholm, Sweden. I was part of Jumbo Tours.
Right.
We were doing only long haul outbound, and there I traveled widely. I was quite young, but I did a lot of things. I negotiated with the Seychelles government. I negotiated contracts and what have you. I did a lot of the sales, did many things. Later became Far East manager here. Mm-hmm. And then later I became inbound tour operator. From there I became director of sales and marketing for Indra region about 30 years ago. Wow. Here in Bangkok. And from there I've been doing, I became general manager 85 or 86 at the Rose Garden in Sampran. Mm. And then Dusit for many years. I was corporate office at Dusit, plus I ran several of their hotels.
Wow.
And I took a lot of courses in the meantime from places like Cornell and University of Hawaii in hotel management.
Right. So looking back at that long string there, what was your first big break?
Being born.
But your first big break in what into?
I was always successful. If I don't want to boast, but I was very fortunate. So when I did tour operating, it was very successful. So I became inbound tour operator here in Thailand.
Right.
We were very successful. And then from that hotel business, I was two years as director of sales and marketing. Wow. I was offered many general manager positions because I was successful.
Wow.
So I don't know which is my big break. They were all big breaks. They were all good breaks.
Right. And so now you're here as the general manager at the Rembrandt.
Right.
Why were you able to make it to where you are today?
Well, because, hotel business, you never work alone. A general manager can never run a hotel. It's teams run hotels.
Right.
And I've been very fortunate with having good people to work with. And it's the people that I've been working with that has made me and my hotel successful.
Right. And so it's the teams around there. I'm sure your career has probably been through ups and downs or your experiences. Can you tell us about one of your darkest moments in your entire career?
Darkest moments? I usually don't have many of them. Darkest moments? I think you're putting me on the spot here. I had one. I had a few storms when I was in the Maldives, but that wasn't too bad. In the Maldives, you are responsible to do your own electricity, your own water, and I had a fire there. I think that's probably the worst I've been through.
A fire in the hotel there.
Yeah, I mean, and they're wooden houses and with thatched roofs. So that was pretty. Yeah, that was quite. And to have anybody to come to help you, it takes hours because the nearest government fire station comes by boat and it takes a few hours.
Right.
So you have to basically solve things on your own.
And then, so how did you get through that?
Well, we just had to be a little bit ingenious, and we managed to basically save most of them. We had to wake a lot of people up. We had to get everybody to help to kind of put water on thatched roofs so that the fire wouldn't spread.
Right.
And we had to make our own fire engines, which we hadn't got at that time by converting other things. But we managed to do it. Of course, we basically lost the spa, but we managed to, all the guest villas were all fine.
Wow.
That's probably the worst time of my life, because fires is probably the biggest nightmare of any hotelier.
Right. And what caused the fire?
It was, I think somebody in the spa hadn't shut off one of the machines properly.
Okay, so seeing that, and it seems you're positive on your outlook, and you're saying you're a fortunate, lucky person. What drives you?
Well, I like people. I like the guests we have. I like the people that work with me, my team. We always try and think of ways to make what we do better. We never want to be happy with what we have, which doesn't mean, like here, I'm unashamedly 4-star. I'm not trying to make this 5-star. We do many things that are 5-star, but we're not trying to convert this hotel into 5-star. It's a 4-star hotel. We have some elements that are 5-star. You're going to Rang Mahal today, I think that's basically 5-star restaurant. We have many other aspects, even here, this lounge, it's basically 5-star, but I've been running, like the hotel I ran prior to this, Six Senses Hideaway on Koh Samui. We were fortunate to get Condé Nast Best Hotel in the World award the year I left. Unfortunately, a month after I left, but still, it's my team that achieved it. It doesn't matter if you're running a 5-star or 4-star, but we have to take pride in what we do. We have to enjoy what we're doing, and we have to always try and think of how to make things better for guests. And of course, we make money from that.
Right.
And how to make money. If we make money, we don't have problems with owners.
Right. So, do you have a mentor, and if so, who and why?
I've never really had a mentor. Possibly in my first job in 1975.
And who was that?
She's passed away now. This was a lady who was after joining that company, after 3 months, I became a shareholder. They asked me to buy shares, so I was one of the 5 shareholders. I'm no longer a shareholder there, but I learned a lot of things. So, I mean, I learn everywhere. Even now, I think life is a mentor, and I keep learning sometimes from people who work below me or with me, or you learn from customers. I think life is a big mentor.
Wonderful. So could you tell us about an experience in your career that's made you proud?
Well, I've been fortunate enough to do several things for His Majesty King of Thailand, Her Majesty. I used to do several things for the Prince's mother, His Majesty the King's mother. And I guess that's probably I'm very proud
are
to
you
have
able to
done that.
expand on that?
What would you like me? I've done so many of these things, but it's. I think His Majesty the King of Thailand is an exceptional person, and so was his mother. And it's just a privilege to have been able to do things for them. But yeah, there's so many things I've done other than that I'm proud of. When we were to Rose Garden, we expanded our theme party business to, apart from having the hotel and the golf course, and we had often functions. So when I came to the Rose Garden, we had like 5 functions a year. When I left, we had like 56 functions a year, and we had big incentives, big congresses.
Wow.
And it was fun. And we used to be able to charge money that would even look good today.
Right.
For what we did, which was nice.
Yeah.
So what's the best advice that you could give somebody that would be looking to be a successful GM?
Okay, I'll just take it down a notch. When I work with the people I work with, I usually never tell them how to do things. I usually tell them what I want. I tell them the goal setting, because I think, every person have a different way to achieve the same goal. We all work in a different way depending on what we're doing and how we're doing things. So that there's no one simple way of doing things. Like, for example, the person who I normally choose as an assistant is usually very different from me, because I know I have a lot of weaknesses. We all have weaknesses. We all have strengths. So I need people who can carry my weaknesses so that I can become stronger by having strong people around me.
Right.
I think for the most important thing for a general manager to remember are the 2 things: customers and the people who work with you, and that you always have to work as a team, and that our job is to serve people to make money.
Right.
So if we don't lose track of that, and we keep making our customers feel good, feel important, we're never going to be out of business.
Definitely. So what is one thing that GMs shouldn't get wrong, or one thing that you see GMs in other places getting wrong?
There's no rights or wrongs. I mean, that everyone has a different way of doing things, but okay, to be a general manager, you need a certain amount of ego. And the question is how you have to also know what part is ego and what part you shouldn't overinflate your own ego and let your ego sit on other people, in my view. So this, I really think you have to work as a team. And I think the days of running it like an army used to be run 40 years ago is not always the best way. I think working with people for common goals is probably, because you can't have your staff run scared all the time, because we are in a business which is service, so people have to have their heart in it.
Right.
And if they are always worried about making mistakes and it's difficult to give convincingly good service, I think.
That's amazing. From all the interviews that we've done, very similar themes in that answer. So if you weren't in the hotel industry, what would be your ideal alternate career?
Well, my choice was either to become a diplomat or a hotelier. And actually, when I was in France, which was like in the 70s, 71, I wanted to go to the hotel school in Lausanne. But at that time, for non-Swiss people, it was 6 years wait.
Wow.
And I had friends who went in, but I 6 years when you're young, that's too long. And then I went into the army.
Oh.
And when I came out, I started straight into this. But I was close in going to the diplomatic service.
Wow. And that was like with your family, who's also had a background in that.
Sort of.
Right. Okay, so that completes the main body of questions for Hotelier on the Grill. But there's one last question, and I see you have your iPhone there. The question is, what is one app that you find yourself using a lot, or you're hooked on, or that you would like to recommend?
Oh, I have a lot of apps, but there are several. If it's only one,
pick an interesting one.
Well, I use Wunderlist quite a lot, which is to just put memory things. I use something called Punch It Out, which is also basically you can take a picture when you walk around and you see something that needs to be done. You can take a picture, make a note to yourself or to somebody else, and send it and get things done.
So that's Wunderlist and Punch It Out.
Yeah, those two I use quite a bit.
Okay.
There are many other things I use too, but they are fantastic tools. And the camera, of course, part of the Punch It is the camera. And we take pictures all the time when we go and visit something we think is a good idea. An idea we could steal. We take a photo sometimes. When we see something is wrong in the hotel, we take a photo sometimes. And it's so easy to just send a photo together with small notes to say, look, we should fix this or whatever it is.
Fantastic. So you're actually using technology as a hotelier tool.
Oh, it's absolutely. We I think most of my colleagues and I, we do use it nowadays.
Well, Mr. Eric Hallin, thank you very much for being our hotelier this week on the Grill. It's been an honor and a pleasure to meet with you and hear about all of your experience and how you've made it to where you are today. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much too. It's been nice speaking to you.
Hotelier on the Grill.